The people who are iron deficient, who get seasonal depression, and who already had depression before the season even began, yeah, it's time for us to sit down and it's time for us to relax, okay? All right. Hey y'all, welcome back to my channel. For one, before I even get started, I would like to tell everyone, like, thank you for getting my last video to almost like 2,000 views. Like, what the freak? I was literally just like ranting because there's just been so much stuff going on with Black women and like people speaking about Black women in the media that I was like, you know what, like, since everybody wants to like throw us under the bus and just talk ish about us, like, I'm gonna do the exact opposite. Like, we are the standard of beauty, and that got me 2,000 views. So thank you, and remember that you are the beauty standard, because we are our own standard of beauty, because period. So in this video, I would want to talk about the very much viral sensation that is called the winter arc, and how I feel like it is not Black woman friendly. It's not going to be a video filled with a whole bunch of statistics. I'm not going to be quoting anybody or anything. This is just my personal opinion, and there's going to be facts sprinkled here and there. So I'm basically just going to be ranting about basically how I'm taking this winter arc theory and how I'm putting it into my life and where I'm at. The winter arc is something that I've been seeing on YouTube and on Instagram, and it's basically like hot girl summer, but like getting your shit together before hot girl summer. Now the thing with me, my parents are from Congo, and Congo is a very hot country. And also, I'm from Georgia, and I'm currently living in Chicago. Chicago winter versus Georgia winter, those are two completely different languages. They're not in the same tax bracket. When someone online is telling me, like, after I had the best summer ever, because Chicago summer is on a whole nother level. You're thriving, the sun is out, like, people are outside, you're getting different tourists, different visitors, and you're just living the best time of your life because there's fashion shows, people are throwing on events, like, people are going out, the girls are outside. Even though the fall is there, like, fall transitions us into winter, it like completely sends my body into a shock to where I don't even want to do anything. Y'all are talking about winter arcs. You guys are talking about going to the gym 5 days a week. I can barely get out of my bed. Like, excuse me? So I'm like wondering, how do y'all have all this energy to completely transform? It is like, even though like our new year is like literally in the middle of winter, which doesn't make any sense for me because there's nothing new going on, I'm still in the hibernation season, baby. Some groups of people do not have the same drive as we do during the summer compared to other groups of people. For one, seasonal depression is a thing. Like, my melanin absorbs a lot of vitamin D. And when there's not a lot of sunlight out, there's not a lot of vitamin D I'm absorbing. Like, the sun is the ultimate source of energy for me, and when you take away my ultimate source of energy, you're not gonna get the same version of me. You're not. Like, when I seen the winter arc season and like the thumbnails is literally a whole bunch of like girls in the middle of like a mountain and it's snowing, I'm like, I'm not your target audience. And I'm okay. Like, that's fine, because what works for me is not gonna work for someone else. What works for someone else is not gonna work for me. And I'm able to acknowledge that. But there's probably a lot of girls out there, a lot of girls who are like, you know what? Let me do this winter arc. And then they do, and they're like, why isn't this working for me? Why can I get out of bed? Why is it hard for me to become the best version of myself? Because baby, this is hibernation season for us. You plant your seeds in spring, and then they grow in harvest. I mean, they grow in the fall, which is harvest season. And now winter season is where everything dies. There's no leaves on the trees. There's no nothing. Everything is frozen. So that means a lot of things are moving a lot slower. I'm allowing myself to skip many petty days. I'm allowing myself to not always have my hair done. I'm speaking to the people that are currently struggling during this time of year, and they're wondering why. They're seeing all of their, less melanated friends, and they're like, wow, why are you guys like living your best lives? You guys are going skiing and lodging, and like you guys are literally like doing this, and I feel like I want to go skiing too. But yeah, like you guys are living your best life, but I'm tired. Like I cannot do this at all. Maybe, hear me out, maybe it's because your body isn't used to it, especially if you recently moved to like a place that is naturally colder. Like if you moved from the south to the north, if you moved from like a tropical area or like a naturally hot area to like a area that's like notoriously cold, those spaces, especially, like you need to be more gentle with yourself. And this is like what, my third winter in Chicago, and the first two was trash, terrible. I would not suggest it to anybody, but this one in particular, garbage. What is helping me get through this time is taking my supplements. So I just ran out, but I've been taking ashwagandha, lion's mane. I got the little powdered form, vitamin D3, vitamin B12, and iron, because I'm also low in iron, which is like a double whammy, like, yeah, seasonal depression plus like low in iron. Who are you? Yeah, this is not the fun time. I am a person that loves getting 2001 things done now. So the fact that I'm not doing that, the fact that that cord is just laying on the floor makes me itch. You probably didn't even notice the cord on the floor, but I pointed that out to you. My perception, I'm not operating in my highest potential. I am not operating as the best version of myself, because the best version of myself would have picked that thing up. The best version of myself would have washed the dishes in the sink that's been there since yesterday. But I'm not the best version of myself. But guess what? This version of myself is still acceptable. The version of myself that feels like I'm not putting in as much effort as Summer Denise put in, she's still lovable, she's still acceptable, she's still like a successful, beautiful human being. She just doesn't have the amount of energy, right? I'm gonna say it again. She does not have the amount of energy as Summer Denise does. Winter Denise is not on all the time, and that's okay. That's perfectly fine. Problem happens when you expect the same energy levels from the summer self to transfer to the winter. Baby, the bear is hibernating. The trees are dead. Imagine if the trees were just thriving all year round. Like, just be a little more gentle with yourself during this time of year. The winter arc is for a lot of people, but I'm not one of those people. Your winter arc could be finishing a TV arc that you started last winter. Your winter arc could possibly be you starting crocheting in various indoor activities. You learning how to cook. You sleeping in because you are an overachiever and you deserve to sleep in. That's probably your winter arc. And the fact that you're not accepting that is supposed to be your winter arc is making you even more tired. Is continuing to perpetuate, like, damn, I'm not on my shit like I usually am. And you're right. You're not on your shit. You will be in the spring, in the summer, maybe in the fall. There's a lot of beautiful Black women that pop out and show us during the fall. But during the winter, maybe you just need to sit down. If I'm not doing something, I feel like I'm just the laziest person ever. If I'm not curing cancer, what is my existence for? And that is the most toxic way of thinking. But it's how my brain is set up. And my winter arc, how I'm taking winter, is it's like forcing me to slow the freak down. It's time to chill out. You probably like stop wanting to do certain things. And one, it could be because of seasonal depression. Maybe she's teaching you to slow down. She's teaching you that, you know, everything you have is all that you need. And all that you need, you already have. Like, maybe that is what she's teaching you. She's teaching you how to be satisfied with the things that you have now. Because whether you like it or not, this is the fruits of your labor. You are sitting in the fruits of your labor. And if you do not like the fruits of your labor, you can change it. But sit in it. Sit in it. Acknowledge it if you want. And if you have enough energy to, some people do, some people don't, change it. But don't beat yourself up about it. Because one thing I learned from watching 80-year-old women talk about their youth is that they always say that they wish that they were a little nicer to themselves. Because when they look back at their 20s, they realize that they were just fine and that life was just lifing. And if they were to acknowledge that, and if they knew, and if they had their 20-year-old body back, their whatever-year-old body back, they probably wouldn't be like stressing as much as we are now. You are never ever going to get this time back in your life. Take in the scenery and smell the flowers, even if they are dead. And know that you are enough. Your value in this world, what you give to the planet, like how you show up for your friends, is enough. And it's okay. It's okay. Like, for example, I'm not really feeling my hair because I feel like this looks kind of awkward. It's okay because I'm enough. I don't have to be perfect. I don't have my lashes on. You can probably see my lace a little bit if you look hard enough. My eyebrows isn't on fleek. Like, I do not have the baddie makeup look. But me at this stage in my life, I'm enough. With my seasonal depression and all. And I woke up late. And I didn't meal prep. And yeah, I'm gonna accept her because this is who Denisha is now. And if I only were to accept myself when I was having the best time of my life, I am not accepting the entire version of me. I'm not acknowledging the different seasons that Denisha goes through and the different ebbs and flows that I go through in my life. I won't be acknowledging that. I will only be acknowledging the positive aspects of my life. And that's not fair to me. That's not fair. So if you're sitting there with your legs unshaved, with where am I going with this? And if you're able to be that girl that, like, you know, you're up and you're traveling, good for you. Keep on doing that. Like, keep on doing that. Like, that's amazing. And I wish I had that sort of energy, but I don't. But if you do, you got it, girl. You go, girl. Okay, I see you. I see you. But the people who are iron deficient, who get seasonal depression, and who already had depression before the season even began, yeah, it's time for us to sit down and it's time for us to relax, okay? All right. Now, this is going to be the end of today's video. Again, thank you for the 2,000 views on my last video. Can I get a hug? All right. Now, peace up, A-Town down. I'm in the house with my pillows. Okay, well, yeah.